Hey, what's up guys, Maniac here. So, continuing on with our Godzilla Marathon reviews, Godzilla vs. Gigan, which I do not have the DVD, but I watched it online. So, that's still pretty good. So last time with Godzilla versus the Smog Monster, I mean, like, okay, so this movie has a weird drastic change. I mean, big. Like, this one is becoming a little bit more adult than, like, Godzilla's Revenge or Godzilla vs. the Smog Monster. Even though it's kind of, I mean, the Smog Monster was kind of mildly adult, but this one was like, no way for kids. Even though it does look like something for kids, but I don't know. It's just kind of weird. And also, this one is a bit, I would say that this one is a bit better than the Smog Monster, but I kind of have a mixed opinion. Actually, no, I'm sorry. I'm thinking wrong. Better than Godzilla's Revenge. I'm sorry. I mean, not better than Godzilla vs. the Smog Monster, but it's just, with Godzilla vs. Gigan, I have a lot of mixed feelings about this one. I mean, so, like, the plot is about, like, these guys are trying to make, like, this theme park that's supposed to attract the kids. And even they have, like, this big, giant Godzilla tower. And inside that tower, there are aliens. But guess what? They're cockroaches. No. Not those kind of cockroaches, but just regular cockroaches. And I thought Godzilla vs. the Smog Monster was already weird. But anyways, so they're controlling two monsters, King Ghidorah and Gigan. And again, just like in Godzilla vs. Hedorah, Godzilla comes in to defend Tokyo from the aliens, and also with this sidekick, Anguirus. That's funny. They used to be enemies back then, but now they're best friends. Interesting. But anyways, this one, yeah, I really do think this is a really mixed bag, because like the first and second half of this movie is so boring. Like, it's all full of human characters development, which they're not so good. I mean, you know, just like all of these Godzilla movies, you just don't care about the humans. You care about the monsters. So, actually, I didn't really watch the humans that much. I actually skipped part of it, which, you know, I was like, which I know that's kind of cheating, but, you know, it's so boring I couldn't take it. But the monsters fight is entertaining, sort of, because, like, well, here's the thing, like the fight scenes are still pretty cool, but there's this, but just like in Godzilla's Revenge, there's a bunch of stock footage. I mean, stock footage from, like, Destroy All Monsters, especially. Like, I thought that was really, shameful, because, I mean, like, if you're just saying, like, if you've seen this movie and if you're just like, oh, I don't know, oh, no, there's no stock footage. I mean, yeah, there is, because, like, they changed the lighting a bit. I mean, like, whenever King Ghidorah is moving his head, I could tell those are the safe movements from, Destroy All Monsters. But it's except that the lighting is different, which, that's just really shameful. Also, you know, yeah, this whole movie is pretty shameful. Because, like, there's, again, a bunch of stock footage, and even, the costume. You can actually kind of see the costume of Godzilla ripping apart, which that's actually pretty sad. Also, another weird thing about this movie is that Godzilla can talk. Like, did Godzilla ever need to talk? I mean, he roars. I mean, what more can he do? I mean, why? Just why? I mean, I heard in the Japanese version that there's, like, speech bubbles, which I find that actually pretty interesting, but why would they do that? I have no idea. But even in the American version, when Godzilla speaks, it sounds so weird. It feels like there's like a record skipping or a record recording back like around the 1900s. Like, it sounds so bad. So, yeah, I mean, I can't even understand what Godzilla is saying. So, yeah, it's just so, oh my gosh, it was just so bad. So, yeah, that's just like one of the weirdest moments. Also, a little bit of a nitpick, like King Ghidorah, even though King Ghidorah was technically dead in Destroy All Monsters, I'm just wondering, how did they revive him back? I mean, did they clone him? Was there King Ghidorah's son? Was there an alternate dimension where they find King Ghidorah? I don't know. But I'm probably thinking, because, like, Destroy All Monsters took place in 1999. It's the future, so I'm clearly thinking that it's taking back place in the present. But wait, Godzilla's being a good guy, but in Destroy All Monsters, he's sort of like an anti-hero that just or just a freaking animal. But then back then he was a good guy and he was smart. This is so confusing. Anyways, so yeah, I mean, King Ghidorah is still pretty cool in this movie. You know, there's this one strange moment where, like, when Gigan and King Ghidorah were flying, and then, like, you see King Ghidorah, but you see him as a plastic stiff model. Like, he isn't moving. He's like... Like, that is so freaking weird. Now, despite with the movie being really boring and being a little bit shameful with the fight scenes... But the only thing that's really good about this movie is actually Gigan. Gigan is one of the most interesting, coolest monsters ever. I mean, like, he does look pretty weird back then, but at the same time, he's so interesting to look at, though. He kind of reminds me of a chicken, like some sort of, how do I say this? Robot chicken. So, I mean, yeah, that's what he kind of reminds me of. But then, like, when you see him in Godzilla Final Wars, when he becomes hardcore, I mean, that's when at the point where he's, like, super awesome. I mean, to me... whenever I think of Gigan, I think of the Final Wars Gigan. Like, that Gigan is so much more badass than everything. But with the old Gigan, he looks okay. I mean, he does look like some sort of giant robot chicken, but I don't know. So, I mean, I like Gigan. It's pretty cool. Also, another thing weird about this movie, like, you know how I said it's, like, kind of up the adult level, it's kind of nothing for kids? Well, there's, like, a lot of scenes where Godzilla bleeds. Like, there's this one part where Gigan, like, flies to Godzilla. Then, like, I think it's his buzzsaw or something, like, cuts Godzilla's shoulder and starts bleeding like this. I'm like, whoa, this is, like, the goriest Godzilla movie ever. Even, like, Anguirus is, like, charging at Gigan. Gigan grabs his head and then, like, shoves to his belly and his saw belly and he starts, like, starts cutting his neck full of blood. I'm like, holy, like, this is for kids? I can't believe that. So yeah, I think that's all I have to say about Godzilla vs. Gigan. But overall, this one isn't really that good, I would say. Even for a Godzilla fan, I wouldn't say it's really, like, the best or anything. I think it's up there in my worst favorites, actually. Because it's boring, there's a lot of stock footage, which that's really... Shame on you, whoever made Godzilla vs. Gigan. And of course, Gigan at least is very interesting. That's like the most interesting part of the movie is Gigan. So, at least he's a cool monster. He's a pretty cool monster, but for the rest of the movie, just not that great. I would give this one a D. That's, I mean, you know, a D. That's pretty bad. So, yeah. I mean, not as bad as Godzilla vs. Revenge, but yeah. Oh, I also forgot to mention... In America, they call this movie Godzilla on Monster Island. Even though it doesn't make any sense because they do show Godzilla on Monster Island, but it doesn't take place in Monster Island. Is America on drugs during those days? Probably, yeah, because it's the 70s. But anyways, so Monster question today is, what did you think of Godzilla vs. Gigan? Comment that down below. Check out my other videos. They're really cool. Like and subscribe. Like my page on Facebook. See ya.